Hi guys, welcome back to Besami. Today I will be reading The Strange Fisherman by Diane Browne. The Strange Fisherman. The children thought that they were lucky to live in Port Royal. They liked to sit by the sea after school and watch the boats and the big ships. Peter, who was older, always enjoyed seeing the ships from all over the world passing by. Danny, Sarah, and Anne liked the sailboats best. One evening, as they were sitting on the beach, a little car came up. Two men got out and walked down to the beach. The children knew these men were not from Port Royal because they had never seen them before. One man was tall and had a big cloth bag in his hand. The other one was short and had a rough face. "Hello, children," said the tall man. "Isn't it late for you to be alone down here?" "No, sir," replied Peter. "We come here all the time." "You come here all the time?" asked the man with a funny look on his face. "Oh, yes," replied Anne. "We like to watch the ships and the sailboats." "Oh, do many people come out here?" asked the short man. "No," said Peter. "Just us, and sometimes one or two fishermen come." "Fishermen?" said the short man in surprise. "Yes," said Peter. "The fishermen sometimes bring their boats in here, and we like to help them." "Well," said the tall man, "we are also fishermen, and this looks like a good beach. Maybe we can use it." "What part of the world are you from?" asked Anne. "From far away," the man replied. "I don't think you have heard about that place." "It is getting late," he added. "Won't your families wonder where you are?" "They know where we are," said Peter. But he and the other children started off as the evening was getting dark. As they looked back, they could see the two men talking and looking at the sea. "There's something funny about those men," said Peter as they walked home. "I don't see anything funny about them," said Sarah. "They are visitors. People from all over the world come here." "Have you ever seen fishermen without a boat?" asked Peter. "Maybe they have just come, and so that's why they don't have a boat," said Danny. "Well," added Anne, "I think they are strange too. I wonder why they did not tell us where they are from, and why did they worry about us going home late? They don't know our families." "That's right," said Peter. "I felt that they didn't want us around. I wonder what they are up to." The next evening, the children met on the beach again. "I saw this strange fishermen today," said Danny. "They have a boat now. I think they got it from old fisherman Joe. I saw them going to sea on my way to school." "I wonder if they caught any fish," said Sarah. Just then, they saw a small boat coming in. It was the two fishermen the children had been talking about. The men started to bring in the boat. "Hello," Peter called out. "Can we help you pull up the boat?" "No," replied the short man in a rough voice. "Are you children here again? You should be at home. It is getting late." The two men put the boat on their car and went away. The children were surprised. The men looked vexed. They thought the men would be friendly. After all, they had met them the day before. "Well," said Anne, "they are very strange." "How?" asked Sarah. "Well, they are so rough," replied Anne. "The strange thing is that there were no fish in the boat," said Peter. "Didn't you see that? And if Danny saw them this morning, that means they have been out all day. They should have caught some fish. I don't think they are fishermen at all." The others looked very surprised to hear this. "Then what are they?" asked Sarah. "They were at sea all day." "I don't know," said Peter, "but something is funny. I think Danny and I should watch them." "We will watch too," said the girls. "No," said Peter, I don't want anything to happen to you. They might be bad men. Don't be foolish, said Anne. Nothing will happen to us. And why do you think they are bad men? Maybe they just like the sea, said Sarah. Nobody sits all day in the hot sun because they like the sea, said Danny. Well, maybe they are divers, said Anne, after thinking for a little. A lot of visitors come to dive and look at the part of Port Royal that went under the sea. Well, if they are divers, why don't they say so? Asked Peter. All the divers we are met are friendly. These men have to be watched. Maybe we should tell a policeman, said Sarah in a low voice. What can we tell a policeman? Asked Danny. We don't know anything bad about them so far. We would only look foolish. We have to wait and see first. So the boys watched the two men as much as they could. Sometimes when they were going to school, they would see the men in their little car. The two men would get into their boat and go to sea. They always had the cloth bag and a big basket with them. This went on for some time. Then one day the children met after school. They wanted to talk about the two strange men. Something is going on, said Peter. These men go to sea every day. They leave their car on the beach and nobody sees them come back in the evening. So they must come back after dark. What can they be doing? Old Fisherman Joe says there is a kind of raft out there. Maybe they are going to the raft, said Danny. Could they be fishing from the raft? Asked Sarah. But if they have a boat, why would they fish from the raft? Asked Anne. Maybe they eat their lunch on the raft, said Sarah. No, they wouldn't do that, laughed Peter. And why don't they leave their boat on the beach at night? They always take it away on top of their car. And they always have a big cloth bag and a basket with them, added Danny. Maybe they have their lunch in the bag, said Sarah. Oh, Sarah, you are always thinking about eating, said Anne. And what are they doing with the basket? I think, said Peter, that they don't leave the boat because they don't want anybody to see what is in it. Maybe it's what is not in the boat that is strange, added Anne. I mean, they say they are fishing, but if there is nothing to do with fishing in the boat, they wouldn't want anybody to see it. Well, said Peter, we must see what they come back with at night. Then we will know what they are doing. But how can we do that? Asked Danny. We will all be at home by then. I will just have to get out and come down to the beach, replied Peter. Danny, you can come with me. We can go to bed early. We will turn off the lights and then climb out the window. You can't do that, said Sarah. Your mother or father might catch you. This made all the children stop to think. I know, said Anne after a little. Tomorrow is the concert. We can all go to it, but we don't have to stay. We can go to the beach. Oh, great, Anne, said Peter. But I still think only Danny and I should watch. It may not be safe for you girls. Well, if Sarah doesn't want to come, she can stay. But I'm going with you, said Anne. Okay, I tell you what, said Peter. You girls can stay close to the road. We will hide behind some bushes on the beach. If we are in trouble, we will call to you and you can go for help. The next day, the children could not wait for it to get dark. That night, they all went to the concert. As soon as the concert started, they left and went quickly to the beach. They were afraid that it might be too late. They thought that the men might have come in and gone away in their car. The boys left the girls close to the road. Then they ran down to the beach. The car was still there. We are lucky, said Peter. The men are still at sea. Just as he said that, they heard a sound in the water. It was a boat coming in. That must be them, said Peter. Hurry up. Let's hide behind these big bushes. The boys got down on the ground behind a big bush. The ground is wet, said Danny. Be quiet, said Peter in a low voice. The boys could hear voices. The strange men pulled the boat up onto the sand. The boys could not see very well since the men only had a small light, but they could see that one man had a big cloth bag, the other had a basket. It was full of something. As the man with the basket walked, there was a funny noise. It sounded as if there were pieces of metal in the basket. We did well today, said one man. We will soon have enough, said the other. And then Peter thought he knew what the men had been doing. Run, Danny, he said. Call a policeman. What policeman? Asked Danny. He was so frightened he could not move. Oh, Danny, there are plenty of policemen here, said Peter. Hurry up before they put the boat on their car. Suddenly, the men looked around as if they had heard a sound. Did you hear something? Asked the tall man. I thought I heard voices, said the short man. Let us look around. The boys were very quiet, but the men were getting close to the bush where they were hiding. Run, Danny, run, cried Peter, pushing him. I will try to make them stay here till the police come. Danny jumped up and started off. It looks like one of those children, shouted the short man. I told you they would give us trouble. We have to catch him, said the tall man. He must not tell anybody in the town. Peter saw he had to do something to make sure that Danny reached the road. So he jumped up and shouted, See me here? The men stopped. They did not know what to do at first. Then the tall man said, I'll get this one. You get the other. But Danny had got away. Peter also started to run. He could hear the men close behind him. Then his foot hit a rock and he fell. Danny ran as quickly as he could. As soon as he was close enough to the girls to hear him, he shouted, Call the police! Peter is in trouble! Sarah and Anne started off before Danny had even caught up with them. They were lucky. They met two policemen a little way down the road. We need help, said Anne. Peter is in trouble down at the beach. Come quickly, please. They all ran to the beach. The children wondered if they would be in time to save Peter. When they got there, the men were just starting the car. One of the policemen put his hand through the window. He held onto the wheel and turned off the car. Then the two policemen pulled the men out of the car. The children saw Peter in the back. He was all right. He was sitting beside the cloth bag and the basket. What is this? Asked one of the policemen. He took up the bag and opened it. He turned a light into it. The bag had things in it for diving. These men must be divers, he said. But look at what is in the basket, cried Peter. The basket was full of metal dishes and old money. What strange dishes, cried Anne. They are from old Port Royal, said one of the policemen. So is the money. All these things are from the time when part of Port Royal went under the sea. These men are bad, he went on. They want to sell our things and make plenty of money, but they can't take these things away just like that. These dishes and old money tell us how people lived long ago. They must stay in Jamaica and be put where everybody can see them. How did you children know about these men? Asked the other policeman. Oh, we knew they were strange men, said Peter. They said they were fishermen and they went out to a raft every day, but we didn't think they were fishing, so we watched them. They must have used the raft when they were diving, added one of the policemen. We will go out and look at it tomorrow. You are brave children. Everybody will be proud of you. The end. Well, that was a very interesting story. I hope you liked it. If you did, please remember to click the thumbs up below and share it with your friends. And if you have not yet done so, please subscribe to Besami. Until next time. Bye-bye.